All right, so here's what we're going to be working on. 1 and 3 are supplementary. We're going to try to take that idea and have it lead us to 1 is congruent to 2. And here's a diagram showing where 1, 2, and 3 are all situated. Nothing's marked as parallel yet, because I haven't, that's not a given, so it's not going to be marked on the diagram until I mark it. And as I have to be careful, I can't assume that until I've already proven it. And once I prove it, I can use that. So I've got 1 and 3 are supplementary. I'm going to mark them both in red so I kind of remember that. And so that I actually do something on my picture that reminds me I know something. 1 arc on 1, 2 arcs on 3 because they're not congruent. What kind of angles are 1 and 3? Same side interior. If they're if the same side interiors are supplementary, what do I know? The lines are parallel. So if same side are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So now I can mark them as parallel. Well, I know if I have parallel lines, I know lots of stuff. Remember we had that diagram, we had parallel in the middle, and all those things came out of it. What about 1 and 2? What angles are those? They're not same side interior. Alternate interiors. So that means that if the lines are parallel, that can lead me to the idea that 1 and 2 are congruent, right? Okay. And that would leave me 1 is equal to 2? All right, let me recap that. So you want to say 1 and 3 are supplementary, because it's given. 3 and 2 are supplementary because they're a linear pair. That means these add to 180, these add to 180, set them equal to each other, subtract off 3, clap, and that leaves me 1 equals 2. Did you start at here and end here? And it works. You don't have to do the parallel line thing. I like doing the parallel line. I think it's what we're covering right now. It's good review. But yeah, if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. It doesn't say you had to. So that is a viable option. But if there's time, I'll actually write it out so you guys can compare the two proofs. For now, though, the one I want to write out is one that uses the parallel lines. But then I can write out the Valeria method over here. So angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary. We started there by making that our given. And then we said, oh, as a result of that, L is parallel to M. Now, again, focusing just on the parallel line method, what rule says if these guys are supplementary, then the lines are parallel? Converse of same side interior. That will go the other way. The same side interior angles theorem says if they're parallel, then they're supplementary. This one I said if they're supplementary, then they're parallel.
Can I go back?
Yep. Now let's see. I just said these lines were parallel. We know that 1 and 2 are alternate interiors, and by consequence, angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And that's what I wanted to prove. Now that's one way of doing it. Now, you could quite easily, I'm going to make this a little less formal over here, say angle 1 and angle 3 are supplementary, because that's the given, and therefore an angle 3 and angle 2 are supplementary. That was the linear pair theorem. And then measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 3 equals 180. Measure of angle 3 plus measure of angle 2 equals 180. definition of supplementary. Measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle 3. Measure of angle 3 plus measure of angle 2. Substitution. And subtract it. Measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 2. And so that's the subtraction property of equality. Actually, didn't we already do that proof today once? Isn't that the congruent supplements theorem? 1 and 3 are supplementary, 3 and 2 are supplementary, therefore 1's congruent to 2. So you could even go 1, 2, 3 steps and be done. The only thing that really matters with a proof that you get to write on your own is that you start here, you end here, start here, end here, and you have a justification for every step down the line. Downside is as we go through this chapter and we look more and more at what's going to be on the exam, where we don't ask you to write the full proof from scratch. We say, no, just figure out what I was doing by filling in the blanks. It is more and more imperative that you get comfortable with the justifications we've talked about. So it takes away some of the freedom and the creativity, but it makes it a little easier to study because all you got to do is make sure you memorize these. And it's pretty straightforward from there, mostly. What other questions can I answer about this proof? Any of the 3 methods, really, of getting through it. Using parallel lines, the long form using supplementary angles, or the short form by condensing this down into using the congruent supplements theorem. Okay, I'm going to